the Loyal BBN Fan Show. I'm your host, Mike, Big Mike, with my man Jimmy. Kentucky goes down to Alabama, and it's hard for me to really say how I'm really feeling about the ball game. It's like I'm not angry. I feel more frustrated more than anything about how the game went. It's like we came out balling in the ball game, but I don't know what happened. Like, we just let Alabama come back, and then we were just out of the ball game. I have never sat here and complained about the referees. I have always taken ownership when we lost the ball game. The refs, I mean, they had Nelson in foul trouble. But other than that, it just didn't feel like they was calling anything on Alabama all night tonight. And it was aggravating tonight. I'm so confused on what I just sat here and just watched. Look, I didn't come into the game and just declaring 100% that Kentucky was going to win this ball game. But something happened along the way early in the game. Once we had the lead, we was up, 20-9 at one point? And they just came back, and that was it. So I don't know what happened. I don't know where things went wrong. But I tell you what, man, it's almost like, it's almost like it hurts right now. And Jimmy, what's your thoughts on the ball game, man?
Well, I know, we jumped out on them. And I was like, well, this is a real good start with this game. But then all of a sudden, it just seemed like the momentum changed going into midway through the first half. And I was like, I don't like this. And then all of a sudden, they got to the line. Alabama did. We was not executing just what we was doing the very beginning of the game. And so it was, the free throw line at the beginning wasn't that bad, but it turned into where it was.
Guard play. Look, I'm always transparent on this show, and I always try to look at the glass half full. That's just the kind of person that I am. And a lot of people come on here, and a lot of people say that guard play. Tonight, I don't think I've ever had a moment in my life watching basketball where I have truly said, "Oh my goodness, we need some strong point guards more than ever." Now, Perry came in, and Perry had a decent game tonight. I'm not even going to even down on that guy. He did what he could. He put up 12 points, the most he's ever scored in a Kentucky game, I think. So I'm not going to look down on Perry. But when it comes to just, oh my goodness, I'm frustrated right now, and I don't know where to take it out on. I just don't. Is it the referees? Is it some? I don't know what to do right now. That I'm about to explode I just want to pull my hair out because I don't know what to do right now. I don't know where to put my anger at.
Well, the thing is, okay, Mark Sears had 30 points. Kobe Barea had 20. So put 10 on top of that. And then every other player on Alabama, they had 4 players in double figures. We had 4 players in double figures. But they outscored us.
Yeah.
And they got to the basket, and they made it happen when it needed to happen. Kentucky didn't make it happen when they should have made it happen.
It's like maybe I'm not the only one to feel the same way because it seemed like when we made our first change, and I've seen someone, I kind of noticed over there as well too, I saw someone kind of mention it, is that when we made our first change out there, things just never was the same the rest of the ball game.
No.
I don't – it's like considering we didn't go into the ball game full strength, do I have the right to be angry at what I just watched tonight? Didn't get anything from the bench tonight. Like the bench was, we got 8 from Garrison, 2 from Noah, 5 from Chandler.
Chandler.
Noah just didn't have the body tonight. Noah wasn't strong enough tonight. I mean, you could tell I love Noah. I love Perry. I put it all into perspective. I know that these guys are just going in there and they're doing the best they can, considering. But it didn't get it done tonight. Like it just like I was looking for Noah to be bigger. I was looking for Noah to be stronger, and he just couldn't. And but he'll bounce back. But I just these are and Amari, like Amari had 5 of our 12 turnovers tonight. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like every time that you turn around, Amari dude, like what's that? Hold on, what's that guard's name for what's that guard's name for them? What's his name? Holloway. Holloway is like this tall, and Garrison's throwing the ball and he's intercepting it. Like he's just tall compared to Garrison. Like you can't throw the ball over a 5'6", over a 5'8" guy. Like I don't understand it, Jimmy.
Yeah, Holloway. Yeah, he had 19 points on 6 for 14 of shooting. But the thing is, okay, Ortega cannot go 1 for 9, 0 from the 3-point line, 0 from the free throw line, and have 2 points. If you look at it, Trent Noah played his butt off compared to Ortega.
Yeah,
because
I agree with you.
At least he took more shots. He got 2 shots, but he missed them. But he played his butt off more than Ortega did. Yep. And Ortega gets in foul trouble.
Yep.
And it looked like he was putting his head down, like I'm letting everybody down. Don't let everybody down. Don't let yourself down.
Yeah.
Get in the game. Get your mind straight.
I agree with you 100%. And I say that about Noah, and I get it. Noah's a freshman. He's out there doing the best he can. And you're right, Jimmy. He did play better than he played better than Ortega tonight. And I don't know, like for Brandon Garrison, I don't know what that guy's going to do to get better. So I hope in the off seasons, I hope he hits the weight room, and I hope he gets better. I really do, and I hope he comes back to Kentucky, because I would love to see him in a bigger role, and I would love to see him once he improves his game more. But I don't get it. I really don't. So if these guys doesn't get but much respect to our team. We went down there. I think overall, considering what we was working with foul, what we were working with people out, I take my hat off to the Cats tonight. And, this is just one of those ball games where we was hoping that we would have a chance to go down there. We started off the ball game hot, and then something happened, and then we just went cold. But we hung around. We made it close a couple of times. So overall, I'm gonna have to, as frustrated as I am right now, I'm not angry. We lost the ball game.
Me too.
It's kind of what it is, and it just seemed like I agree with Christopher Perry, or who said that? Anonymous. I just feel like the referees headed out for Ortega tonight. It didn't matter what Ortega did tonight. It didn't matter if he looked at somebody. It didn't matter if he just smelled at somebody. They was going to call a foul on him all night long. And it was just ridiculous, man. And, even his 4th foul was just like, dude, I didn't even touch anybody. I'm just standing over here. The guy did a little flop. I didn't even touch him. So that's the kind of thing that really, the start was 20-9. And that's the frustrating thing right there. That's the frustrating thing, because we was 20. We started out 20-9, and we just couldn't get it done. So to me, that's the thing that bothers me the most about the ball game is we went from here to a complete drop off, but then we kind of kept it. We kind of kept our head above water so we wouldn't get blown out. And towards the end of it, Ortega fouled out, Chandler fouled out, and it just seemed like we just, I don't know, man, something happened. It was a major, somebody took the plug out, and it was stuttering, and we couldn't get back where we need to be at. So, it was really bad. It was really, really bad just to see them lose like they did tonight, knowing that, I don't even know. This fault tonight, But they didn't give up. They kept fighting. They didn't get blown out. They didn't lose by 20 points. We said, hey, if we can keep the game, with with not losing by more than maybe 13, 14 points, we'll be okay. So I think we'll be okay. Are we getting these guys back anytime soon? I don't even think so. I don't even think that we're gonna get these guys back right now. And at this point in time, can we find a way with the team we got right now? We can still win some ball games. Something's gonna have to happen. Somebody's gonna have to get better. We got to cut down on our turnovers, on our fouls, and just things that's going to work out. But I think we'll be okay. Carl Miller, you're absolutely right, and I'm gonna throw yours up on. I'm gonna make you my first comment. The refs took our plug out. They did, and that is that's the thing that just hurt right there. Hurt really, really bad. So I guess it is kind of what it is, and we can't really get upset, man. It hurts though. It hurts.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, after we had that lead, you could see the referee started like they was calling a little bit more on the side for Alabama.
Yes.
If you look at the personal fouls, we had 22 and they had 20. So I mean that's not that bad of a stat, but we had a lot more when it made the difference.
Absolutely.
They called a lot more on us than they did on Alabama, and then it just weaned off at towards the end of the game. They
we did.
Yeah,
I agree, and it's like Alabama's a much deeper team than we are, of course, and it was kind of like they could afford to call a foul on, get call fouls on Nelson because Alabama got a deep bench. Kentucky, if you take Ortega out of the ball game, which is one of our most consistent players, we don't really have a whole lot more. So Coach Pope, man, they got to figure this out. But at the end of the day, I love my Wildcats. We didn't give up. We didn't quit.
No.
We made some bonehead bad turnovers. And that's the kind of stuff, man, that I just feel like if you're going to throw up and get this out of your system, please, let's get it all out of your system before we go into tournament time, because this is the kind of stuff that we should be seeing 10 games into the season, not 20-something games into the season. This is just not how the system's supposed to work, and it fails when it happens this far into the season. Stare mark. I did Southern Soul. I did see I did see when he stirred Mark Pope down, and Mark Pope had to do everything he had to do just to not look at that referee. Yes, he did, and I would have probably looked at him and been like, "What you want? I bet what you want to do. I get a tech. I can get called out. I'm good."
If I was Pope at that point, I would have looked at him and said, "What do you? Yeah, like you just said.
Yeah.
What do you want? Let's get it on right now."
Yeah, I would too. Tee me up if you want to. I'm good. You done called a miserable game as it is. What else can you do wrong? With many of these players that struggle on D. Yeah, guys. It's Big Mike's navigate to not the coaching staff's fault. He can only coach. He can only do so much. He can't coach and play as the game as well as these players, man. They're just not consistent. Chris Perry, I can't. Even though I talk about Coach Pope, at the end of the day, it is up to those guys out on the floor. It's up to those guys out on the floor to come and play basketball every single night. And if you're not consistent, then we got a problem. There's a problem with being consistent there. You can't have a high game and then come back. So everything just didn't click tonight after Alabama made the run when we was up 20-9. Something just didn't happen. Something just went wrong, and it didn't seem like that the coaching staff or the players could figure it out, and we didn't know how to fix it. And Alabama and the crowd, they hit us in the face. And they never stopped. And that's why Alabama is considered one of the best teams in the country right now, is because of how they played tonight. And Alabama, we met Alabama at a bad time. These guys was fighting for their life. They want to be
Yeah.
a number one seed. They didn't want to lose 3 games in a row. So, of course, these guys was going to come out fighting on all cylinders. And, but we didn't quit. And to me, I'm all right with that. I'm neutral, and I even saw how bad the calls was. Absolutely. These calls
Well-
was horrendous.
Well, yeah. When you fall down and you get called for a foul, and then you're looking at the referee after that was a call against Kentucky, and then the same thing happens with the play that comes down, and Alabama does the same thing. They call a foul on us. I mean,
Yep.
I'm not making excuses. We lost the game by 13 points.
Yep.
But there's got to be a look at these calls. I mean, it's just the SEC, the referees has to be accountable for a lot of these calls.
Bleed Blue 16. You get my star comment tonight, dude. Appreciate that, Bleed Blue 16. Raps hard straight from Timu. I think so tonight. I think they really was hard. Yeah. I'm going to start that message. I like that. That's all right. Appreciate that, big guy. Hey, looks like I got some new guys in here or new women watching the show tonight. So if you'll do me a favor and let me know that this is your first time watching so I can give you a shout out personally. I always like giving shout out to anyone that watches for the first time. It means a lot to me as well. And also, thank you guys for subscribing. And thank you for smashing that like button. I appreciate it. Everyone has been calling me about the foul on Williams was flagrant. Yes, it was flagrant. I agree with you.
Yeah,
100%.
That was a flagrant foul.
Yeah, and I don't know how they went over there and decided that. They went over and decided that right there wasn't a flagrant foul. Come on, man. That was no basketball play. That basketball was already gone. It wasn't even over by Amari. So I don't know how they're going to sit there and say that right there was a bad foul. So I'm not. Look, Paul O'Brien, where's he at right here? This right here, while the referees had some really bad calls tonight, this is not 100% on the referees. I want you guys to understand, even though I'm disappointed with the officiating, and I hardly ever talk about how bad the officiating was, but it was bad tonight. But it falls on the Kentucky players to do a better job. Considering who we had playing the game tonight, considering what we had to work with, I'm still proud of our Wildcats. I'm just frustrated because we was doing so well, and somewhere along the way, it just did this, and it went here, and it never recovered. So don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here blaming the referees. It's about our players going out there playing the best basketball that they can possibly play. So I love my Wildcats. I love it. Tonight, we just weren't on. And I think this right here, if we just would have kept it together, we could have actually beat Alabama tonight. And that's the frustrating thing about it. But we're Kentucky, and we're going to be okay. Because at the end of the day, we could be Arkansas, and we're not. Exactly. But thanks, Paul O'Brien, for that comment. Oh, wait, really heard this tonight. Yeah, Oway just didn't show up tonight. It just wasn't his night tonight. And that's the hard part about it, too.
1 for 9.
Yeah.
No three pointers taken. He didn't even get to the free throw line.
Yeah,
I don't understand that. That stat blows my mind even more than any other stat that I look up and down seeing Kentucky, Alabama players.
Absolutely, yeah.
Arkansas if there's somebody that needs to hold their head down right now, it's 𝐀𝐫𝐭𝐒𝐜𝐢𝐞𝐳𝐜. And hey, now he does not have the longest streak of.
It broke today.
It was broke today.
Yeah,
so
he was the longest one.
He needs to get back in and say, let's recalculate everything. Let's get back into the gym and let's play, because he just didn't have it tonight.
He just didn't have it tonight at all, man. It really didn't. So only 2 losses to 2 top 50 teams, both Bama. That's not bad. Kentucky win, you lose. I'll take that. Considering, if putting everything into perspective up to this point in the year, and I know, as Kentucky fans, we hate to lose any ball games. I know we do. But I think I would actually lose my mind if I didn't keep everything into perspective as far as what we're doing. And considering when you start seeing how we won, who we won against, our wins or loss when against top 15 or whatever, I still say that Kentucky's still doing pretty good considering what we had
Yeah.
coming into the year. So, this is one ball game. We know that we had issues on defense. We know that we had issues here. We know we had issues there. But at the end of the day, if we would have kept pace with what we was doing in the first part of the ball game, Alabama know and Kentucky know that would have been our ball game. So, we just got to keep playing, bro. What do you mean you don't blame the referees? Did you watch the game? They was back in, oh, why bad. Yep. Alabama gets knocked out the first round of the NCAA tournament. Yep. So, I hope Alabama gets knocked out in the first round of the tournament. It kind of what it is. We got a troll in the group, and I'm only going to acknowledge this person one time just because it's funny. I think he's actually a Louisville fan. So refs was amazing.
Oh my God! Well,
Yeah.
Louisville didn't
Yeah.
play anybody that had a pulse today.
Not at all. Nope, they sure didn't. So it is kind of what it is, and I think we're gonna be okay. So people has been asking me about phone calls and taking phone calls tonight. I had to have Jimmy come on with me for me to do phone calls. I have to let Jimmy go so I can actually get in, so we can actually do phone calls for the show. So Jimmy, I appreciate you giving me your input of the game, man. Thanks for the number and the stats, man. And we'll link back up good. You got one more thing?
No, I'm gonna point up to you.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm with you.
Yeah.
This game. Yeah, I hate this, but
Yeah.
this is what it is. We are not going away. This team is right on the whatever the timeline.
Yeah.
We're gonna win games going into the SEC tournament. This ain't there ain't nothing that is wrong with our game right now. We just there's some things that need to be tweaked, and we just need to get healthy.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100% too, as well too. So Jimmy, I appreciate you jumping on with me. Okay, buddy?
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. So you guys can hold on for 1 second while a lot of negativity here surprising. Cats are going to be okay. Cats are going to be okay. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me. 1 second. Let me just change this right here for a second. And let me do this right here. My apologies for this. Default. Let me put the here. Zoom. Okay. All right. Our Cats are going to be okay, man. Stevie Wonder was calling fouls tonight. That's for sure, too. So now that I'm by myself, I think I can take phone calls now. So if you call in, let's just keep the phone calls to about a minute long, okay? Because I would like to have a lot of phone calls tonight. So if you call in tonight, please just keep the phone call to like a minute so we can see if we can get a lot of phone calls in, because I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. I hope we have some positive phone calls too as well. So once again, if you want to call in, please keep your phone call to a minute, and then we will so we can keep the phone line moving so we can hear from a lot of different people. Okay, so the phone line now is open. If you don't know it already, the phone number is right here. It's 270-220-0994. Please call in. Let me make sure I got my phone right. So we can actually do this the right way. Let me turn down this so we don't have to hear all that. And I hope that's right. The phone line is open now. You can call if you want to, 270-220-0994. Please keep the phone calls to about a minute so we can get more calls in as well, too. So I would appreciate that. So the phone lines are open. But look, our Cats are going to be okay. I can't sit here and look down on these guys. I can't even shoot a free throw. So these guys, they came out there and everything. I think the reason why criticism it's so easy is because of this. So I got a phone call right here.
Good news, Mike.
Hey, good evening. You on the phone with the Loyal B-Man Fan Show. Who we speaking with?
Right, man. This is Ron from Murfreesboro, man.
What's going on, man? How you doing? What's your thoughts on the ball game?
Hey, man. Ain't nothing I can. Hey, man, we need some help next year, man. I'm trying to be positive, Mike, but man, I don't know.
Well, I mean, we came out 20-9, and we just went on a run, and then we just somewhere between somebody, it just fell off, and I don't know where it went to.
Yeah, man, we just don't have the horses right now, man, and we don't have the athletes right now, man. And I don't know if we can get them or not. We need them.
Well, I mean, but see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. If we win the ball game tonight, do we really talk about we don't have the athletes?
No.
So, I mean,
right.
so
we don't talk about it.
Yeah, he said we're gonna talk about it.
We hear what we do every time, man. We what we do, we turn over the ball, when in critical moments, man.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
I love Amari, and I think Amari has really turned the corner a big time for us.
Yeah.
I think he's playing really good SEC basketball, but he had five turnovers tonight that is just kind of like I don't understand. Like I don't really understand how he made such turnovers tonight when he's 7 foot and a guy 5'7" is intercepting the basketball. I don't know. It's just got to be better decisions. That's for sure.
Yeah, and Garrison, if he's coming back next year, all of them need to hit the weight room next year, man.
Weight room forever.
Work on their footwork or something.
Weight room forever.
Anyway,
that's for sure.
Just a minute.
Yep.
But anyway, all right, brother, go Cats.
Go Cats, man. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
All right, man.
Okay. All right.
Talk to you later.
You too. Good evening. You on the phone with the Louisville BBN Fan Show. Who are we speaking with?
Roscoe Smith.
I
just heard tell all the haters kiss Kentucky's ass.
Who is that?
No, to tell all the haters that get smart folk in Kentucky Wildcats to kiss their ass, but they still great.
Yeah, they still good. I try not to have cussing on the show, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much. No, it's okay. It's one of those things. Kentucky's gonna. What's your name again, sir?
Every day.
Sir, what's your name again?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Good evening. You on the phone with the Loyal BBN Fan Show. Who we speaking with?
This is Chris. Yeah.
Hey, Chris, how you doing, man?
Hey, can you still hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
No, I wanted to say, man, the Cats they may be down, but they're not out.
I agree.
And we have to see is and Robinson rest up, and even if that costs us another game before we go into the tournament. And I mean, Omari Williams is really, like you said, turned the corner, but I'd love to see a little more strength under the net. I mean, he should be dunking on these fools.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
But no, man, I'll let you go. I know I got a minute, man.
No. What's your name again? I'm sorry, Chris.
Chris.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Chris, I appreciate you calling in. Okay, and I agree with you, bro. Just it's just something that we got to do, and I would love to have Butler and I would love to have Jackson back, but these guys, they got to get healthy, and if that means we got to take a couple more L's, just for those guys to get healthy, completely healthy, I think that's a small thing to ask as a Kentucky fan, is to get these guys back so we can win games that really matter, and that's trying to make a run in the tournament.
Absolutely, man. As always, Mike, I appreciate you, buddy.
Hey, thank you so much, Chris. Have a good one. Okay.
All right, you too, buddy.
You too. We just I'm trying my best, man, to just smile during this time. I really am. And thanks for the phone call, guys. Once again, 270-220-0994. Get your phone calls in. I appreciate it. I just don't. I'm looking at AFI's comment, and Amari had a good game tonight, but when it comes to to having turnovers and everything, it just didn't. Let me turn this off for a minute. Hold on for 1 second. Let me see if I can notifications. 1 second. There you go. Okay. Okay. So 21. That was that was everybody calling in or whatever. So let me go back up here again. But yeah, man, we just gotta have Jackson Butler back for the tournament. Absolutely agree, Mike. Sitting them to get them healthy is the correct play right now. I do too, man. And look, I don't know how everybody feels about that. You know, I don't know if the correct term or the correct time to come back is the SEC tournament or is it time to come back from in the NCAA tournament. I don't know for sure. Good evening. You on the phone with the Loyal BBN Fan Show. Who we speaking with?
Craig Blanton.
Hey, how you doing, Craig?
Good night, man.
Good.
Just one quick observation.
Okay.
We're doing pretty darn good for missing 3-point guards.
Yes.
Pretty darn good. I mean, most teams wouldn't even stay close in the game. And then my second question is, with NIL, will the day come that we can buy another point guard if your guards go down?
Ooh, that's a solid question right there. Actually, wow. Because well, I think the only problem is do you just have somebody at home not playing basketball or what to be able to do that? Because I don't know how you would actually just be able to call up a player from another team and says, "Hey man, pack your bags and let's go." But the NBA does it. So let's see if
you had those college football players quit after 2 or 3 games because they wasn't getting enough money.
Yeah.
I wonder if that'll bleed over into basketball and somebody, would leave Oklahoma and say, "Hey, well, Kentucky's offering me more money. I'm heading to UK." Oh
man, dude, it's a lot of different ways that this can go, especially with this NIL and trying to get people. But yeah, I have to admit, Greg, and thanks for the phone call. I appreciate it.
Sure.
I definitely have to admit that I think if there's any time that I've really ever really thought about how bad we need point guards, I think I see it tonight, and not so much in controlling the basketball. But we need strong point guards who can guard, and I think today is the first time that I think I miss Butler as much as I do, because we just know, and even Robinson, we just know, and this is no shade on Perry. I think Perry went out, he did the best he could. He put up 12 points for us. He did better than a lot of the other players did. But I just think at the end of the day, not having Butler out there on that floor right now, and that's just something that we just got to deal with. And that's a question that we ask her consistently is, are we okay with these guys staying out until they really get healthy? But, how healthy, especially, is Butler really going to be, considering we never really know that for sure. So that's something that we're going to have to wait and see how that all unfolds, and we're going to have to just see if if we could just keep it together before it's too late. So, definitely no shade on Perry tonight. I'm very pleased with what he did, considering what he had to work with and who he was guarding. Look, Perry had to guard one of the best point guards in the nation. I'm not going to throw shade on Perry tonight. I'm just not. Was everything perfect? No. But the thing about guarding Sears is Sears make everybody in the country look like that. He makes seasoned guards, new guards, old guards, halfway new guards. He make them all look like that. So I can't throw a lot of shade on Perry, because I think Perry went out there and actually did the best he can do tonight. So definitely hats off to him too as well. He did good for sure. Phone line's still open. I think I keep missing a call from Chris Perry. I'm gonna give Chris Perry a phone call, because I think he keeps calling. Hey, Chris, the phone line is open right now if you want to call in. I don't know for sure, Big Mike. I'm trying to call like 7 times and you ain't answer. Well, Chris, every time you call, somebody was on the phone. I was on the phone with somebody, so that's why I couldn't answer. If I'm on the phone with somebody, I can't answer. So my apologies for that. We're headed for 10 losses or more. Oh man, dude. It's not too late, man. Maybe I don't know. Alabama owns us. I won't say that. Phone call right now. 1 second. Good evening. You on the phone with the Loyal BBN Fan Show. Who we speaking with?
This is James.
Hey, James. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. What's your thoughts on the ball game?
I think actually concerned basically that we found 4 players, because Owe didn't even show up. He should have just stayed on the bench the whole game. I think we did pretty good. When Perry, a freshman, puts up 12 points and Owe can only go 2 and foul out, that's showing something right there.
Yeah,
for
I agree with you.
For us.
Absolutely. I won't disagree with that for sure.
And I mean, Perry, like you said, Perry did really good considering he's was guarding one of the best players in the country, really.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think it's best just wait until Butler and Jackson be 100% ready or whatever. If you got to set them out for the SEC tournament, for the NCAA tournament, I think that's what we need to do, because we need them to be 100% come March Madness.
I think so too. I agree with you on that. No. So James, let me ask you. So, are you saying that you're okay if those guys don't play in the SEC tournament?
If it takes that for them to be really close to 100% for the NCAA tournament, yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, I mean, it could possibly be just that. We don't know, the status of these guys. We don't know how long it's going to take. And maybe Mark Pope has already made it up in his mind. Every time, he's made up in his mind that, I'm going to keep these guys out until either we make it to the championship Sunday on an SEC tournament or when we get to the or when we get to the NCAA tournament. So that's still to be seen and everything. But Mr. James, I appreciate you giving me a call. Okay.
All right. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. Thank you so much.
Cats.
You too. Go Cats. Absolutely. Thank you. Oh, sorry about that. Where is it at? Right here. Call this guy right here. Chris Perry, I'm calling you right now because I've seen you call like 8 times. Throwing me off. Okay, he'll call back, but I don't know what the answer is, man. Like everybody wants to keep. Everybody knows that these guys are hurt, but like, how long do you keep them out? That's really the big question right now. Is do we just keep these guys out until we're ready to go to March and just ready to not the SEC tournament, but the NCAA tournament, and is that the best call that we do that? And I think that's just something that we're just gonna have to just wait and see what Coach Pope is able to do, and if he actually pulls the trigger and keeps them on the and just keeps them on the bench until that time. Maybe he says, okay, you know what, it is what it is for the rest of this year. We've already secured our spot in the tournament, and now all we got to do is just get there, and I can get my guys healthy, and I think we can make a run. And it looks like that could be exactly what he's planning on doing, is just keeping them out for extremely as long as he can before that time is up, and we have to just see how that goes. So thanks everyone for the calls. I really appreciate that. Chris Perry, I did try to call you back. I didn't get you, so I know how you feel. We need them back ASAP. Southern Soul, I completely understand. I know we need them back as soon as possible, but are you willing to? Are you saying that it's worth bringing them back to beat Oklahoma, or is it better to bring them back when we get in the first round of the NCAA tournament? I think we felt pain enough going into March and losing in the first game that I think we've all had enough of that. So, if that means that we have to wait until the beginning of March Madness in order to get those guys back so we can win some games, and and it did not ring, so my phone must be messed up. It must be on my end. I'm sorry about that. But no, Chris, you don't have to be sorry. I only have one phone line, so just so happened, whenever somebody calls, then you call right after, and I'm already on the phone. So I do see your phone call. I'm just not able to answer. No, you got to let them get playing time. You can't miss that many games and be ready. Look, Butler came back because we thought he was ready. It's just for George. And I agree with you. You got to knock the rust off. You got to get him back into game time, speed or whatever. So, it's that kind of stuff that you really got to get into. Hey, what's going on, 21?
Hey, how we doing tonight on the Loyal BBN Fan Show?
We doing good, my man. What's good? What's your thoughts on the game, man?
Man, I just don't know. I just don't know. I don't know how we can think we're going to win games when we pass the ball as poorly as we do, when we run transition as poorly as we do.
Okay.
I mean, I think we had 13 assists and 14 turnovers or something like that. It might be reversed, but goodness, man, we got to start taking better care of the ball for sure. I love that our freshmen, they really played this game with a lot of heart. Don't get me wrong, man, but I tell you what, man, these turnovers killing me. And our senior players almost fouling. Well, we had Colin Chandler. I know he's a freshman. He fouled out.
Yeah.
But Oway, one of our junior players, fouled out. And I'm pretty sure we had one more that was right on the line of fouling. I think it was Kobe Brea.
It was Brea. He had 4 fouls. Yep, you're right about that. Yep.
Man, it's just like, man, I don't understand how we can't play defense without fouling and we can't take care of the ball. Those are fundamental things, So
yeah.
I hope that we can improve on that before it's tournament time, before we go dancing, because we can't be out here dancing with 2 left feet.
I agree with you. Hey, your boy BC just texted in and he said, "Hold on, Otega can't have a bad game. Why is BB being act like Kentucky didn't start losing until Butler and Robinson got hurt? Our defense is not good, and we don't have guys that can get a bucket." That's BC. He couldn't be here tonight too as well. He's still on the road. He sends his regard as well. Otega had a bad game tonight. He did, and I think if we really sit back and really examine and really look how this really goes, he's probably the only one that's been consistent all year. He just, unfortunately, 21. Otega just he picked the wrong night to have a bad night. I think so. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, I think yes.
So don't get me wrong. It's completely fair for Oway to have a bad game. He's averaged 10 points every game, for the whole season. It's completely fair for him to have a bad night. It is. But I understand having a bad shooting night and fouling out because you're making bonehead decisions. Discipline is one of those things, Mike, that I know that discipline will take care of you every single time, and we just need to get a little bit more disciplined.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing, everyone can always be more disciplined.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but yeah, man, I'm gonna hop off here, let someone else call. Shout out to L8, come sponsor your boy.
Yeah.
Even though we lost tonight, we still having a good night in Kentucky. Man.
Yes, sir. We still going to have fun here.
Upside.
Absolutely. 21, I appreciate you behind the scenes, bro, okay?
Yes, sir. Take it easy.
You too. How do you guys feel about Otega having a bad night? Can we really throw the book at him for not showing up tonight? It's a bad night to show up. Out of all the nights that, you have a bad night against Vandy or you have a bad night against Georgia. You don't have a bad night on a big stage when you're playing number 4 team in the nation. But it happens. You know what I mean? I have a bad night every night. So, I definitely can't cast the first stone on anybody. But, it hurts because I think if we would have played our best basketball tonight, I think we could have really beat Alabama because, look, when we first started the game, we hit Alabama so hard and so fast, they had no idea what was coming. And they saw another Missouri game coming right before their faces. And wherever we collapsed at, we just never recovered. And to me, that's the reason why we lost that ball game tonight, because we had a disconnect, and it just we played a foul on 3-point play. I don't think he fouled. Do they ever replay foul? When someone gets fouled, unless it's a flagrant, because one of those fouls that Otega had, 2 to 3 of those fouls he had tonight was not a foul tonight. Not at all. It just, look, we can say what we want to say, but about 2 or 3 of those fouls on Otega, it just wasn't a foul whatsoever. And that's the part that bothers me the most. And I never talk about how bad the referees are. It is what it is. I can't, look, what can I do to the stripes? I can't. I'm nobody important to call the refs and tell them that they had a bad night and that they need to fix it. That's just not what I can do. So, phone call. Good evening. You on the phone with the Louisville BBN Fan Show. Who we speaking with?
This is Glenda.
Hey, Glenda, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Am I disappointed that we lost? I am.
Absolutely.
I will always be disappointed when the Cats lose.
Yes.
However, I don't think that we can just say it was Oweh or this or that or even the refs.
Yes.
But, Oweh kind of needed to have a bad night so that he knows that he could have a bad night. So it'll put a fire in his britches so that he'll have a better night the next time.
Absolutely.
And have a better night going into tournament.
I agree with you.
And that's my opinion.
I agree with you, ma'am. Absolutely, I do. And and it's just one of those things. Is I think this is for Ortega. This is going to leave a taste in his mouth, and he's going to remember this. And the same way Alabama remember how bad it felt to lose two in a row. Believe me, I really believe that Ortega's going to come out the next game. He's going to keep it within the system, but I think he's going to come out and he's going to take it out on a few players. That's for sure. He's
going to step it up come tournament. They better watch out.
I absolutely, Mike. I would like to ask you. Someone asked me to ask you about the pink shoes. I hope that's not. Yeah, I don't know if I should do that or not. Maybe I should have asked to get a history on it. But someone, Stephen Abner, told me to ask you about pink shoes. So okay.
Well, the thing about the pink shoes is having the name of Glenda and being, the Wizard of Oz and all that kind of stuff. And I'm the good witch.
Okay.
Toss my hair. And the bad witch wears pink shoes.
Okay.
And so anything bad is just pink shoes.
I got you.
And that's where that comes from.
I got you. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your support and calling in, Miss Glenda. Thank you so much, okay?
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Yes, ma'am. You do the same. Thank you. See
All right.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I know Miss Glenda's she's a grandmother because she used the word britches. So my grandma uses the word britches too as well. So Miss Glenda, shout out to you tonight. Thank you for definitely thank you for calling in. It means a lot to me as well. The phone line is still open. I love the phone calls. And I like the mixtures of people. Just like you could tell people really love the Cats. You could tell that they're upset, but they still have a level of there's still a level of positivity in the people's voices as far as who's calling in. So tonight for me was a glimpse into their bright future. Low-rated freshman with minimum experience hanging with Alabama for 35 minutes. Not bad. I like that, Peanut. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that comment, Peanut. This is how you stay positive about the Wildcats. And I knew, win or lose, of course, win would be a lot happier. But I knew that as long as we didn't lose by 20 points and we kept it respectful, I knew that I wasn't going to be really. I knew that I wasn't going to be someone that was going to be upset and be angry and just be yelling all over the place. But this is promising. Why is most of them callers got country talk? I don't know, Mr. Gamer. I really want Mr. Gamer. You call in at 270-220-0994 and let me hear your voice too, okay, Mr. Gamer? But yeah, thanks, Peanut, for that comment. I really appreciate it. Not bad at all. We hung with Alabama for 35 minutes, and at the end of the game, these guys, they just kind of pulled away. Not too bad, but they pulled away, and it sort of is what it is. But we didn't stop. We didn't stop and we didn't give up. Will Perry be a 𝐀𝐫𝐭𝐒𝐜𝐢𝐞𝐧𝐜𝐞𝐤𝐥𝐲? I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys think Perry is headed towards a career like 𝐀𝐫𝐿? I mean, I like what he did tonight. I really like what he did tonight, and I think he'll be okay. This team can still do damage when they get healthy. That's the promising thing about this team is that like we just started a show off where everybody was kind of upset, but I could feel everybody is kind of getting to the point where we gonna be okay though. We got beat. Let's get this out of our system a little bit. Let's get the frustration, myself as well. Let's get the frustration out of our what's the name. And then let's continue to think about the positive of what this team can still do when we get healthy. And I think, look, we're going to have our full team back. And that's the thing that we can all put it. and that's all that we can all smile about right there for sure, is that we're going to get our team back. And that makes me smile a whole lot for sure, because we are country folks, many from Eastern Kentucky. We love our cats. And Eastern Kentucky is supporting my show. And I say thank you so much. I wish I can do like a fundraiser for those guys. I know it's a lot of, you got to kind of get a 401c and all this kind of stuff to do all of that. But I wish I was able to do something to raise money, you know what I'm saying, for Eastern Kentucky. I'm a very small channel. I'm not very big. I'm definitely not like the big shows or whatever. I'm probably one of the smallest out there, but it's just kind of like I wish I was able to have a way to build money and be able to send money to the guys in need at Eastern Kentucky too as well. So, I would probably be country too. I'm from Kentucky, so yeah. So let's see what happens. Incoming. I didn't see that phone call because I took my head off. 81. If your number ends in 7417, you can, I think that was what's the name. No matter if healthy or not, got to get better defensively. I agree with you. BC. Absolutely. There's certain things that are just it just needs to be proved on, and it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter if we are healthy or not, because if we're not going to be better on defensive now, what's going to make us even? How are we going to be that much better when Butler and Jackson, they can't beat a team by themselves? They got to eventually step out of the game to get a rest. So what's everybody going to do once they still on the floor? So overall, collectively, if the Kentucky Wildcats collectively don't get better on defense, then I don't think it matters if we have Butler. I don't think it matters if we have Jackson Robinson there, because we're still going to have that major flaw, and teams will pick us apart because of that issue right there. Mike, this is truly a great show. Kudos. Mark Mills, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I do. Do you think Kentucky is the same level team as Arkansas? Ooh, I'm gonna throw that up on the screen. Let me see if I can throw that up right fast. BC, if you're watching the show, I'm gonna let you answer that show, and I'll throw your comment up on the screen to KBC. If you can see that, do you think Kentucky is the same level team as Arkansas? I actually think Kentucky's better than Arkansas, and we got better shooters than they do. They got a couple of freshmen that are really, really good. They got one big time. Well, Davis is okay. He ain't really had the best of the year, but they done came back on Arkansas. Arkansas done came back and is up on Missouri 55-54. Come on, Missouri. I need you guys to win that ball game. So, BC, I'll let you answer that question, BC, if you're watching, and I'll throw it up on the screen. Good question, Mr. Gamer. I appreciate it. Arkansas isn't a good team, so defense needs a lot of work. Guitar Manjo, thank you so much for joining in. I don't think I've ever saw you before. Thank you for joining me as well. Appreciate it. JT, I think I've seen you before, but if I haven't, appreciate. Thanks for joining the show as well. This was one of the worst officiating games I've ever seen. Bama could punch, slap, crack, no call, but catch, touch a player, whistle blow. How can you play defense when the refs won't let you? And to me, that's Big Blue Cat. That's kind of how I started off my show. Is that not that I ever want to sit here and complain about the referees and what they're doing or not doing. To me, it was just all about, I cannot believe what I just witnessed tonight, and it was insane as well. They were better one night, but the Hogs are terrible. So 505, I think it's 505 game, Mr. Gamer 505. Brian Carter, he does the show with me as well too. So this is his response. They are more athletic. They are better. They were better one night, but the Hogs are terrible. Yes, they are. So there's your answer right there. Arkansas literally playing for the NCAA tournament right now. Yes, they are. And I got 14 minutes left in the ball game, and I'm sitting here. And this is still funny. Every time I see the team room refs, that's funny. Thanks, BC. I appreciate it. The refs didn't miss a shot. They didn't miss a shot, did they? No, I was instigating or spamming. I wasn't instigating or spamming. Oh no, I'm a basketball fan. One-on-one from Villanova. Nah, he's a regular here on the show. He's definitely not instigating or spamming. He's here quite often. Because everybody from all teams are welcome to sit here and talk basketball as long as everybody's respectful to each other. And we can just have a good time. Stepped up a lot. I wish he would have stayed at Kentucky. He wasn't really having a good year, that great. But when he played Kentucky, he just went off. He had the game of the year. And it was just, but everybody rises to the occasion so that just goes to show right there. When whoever plays Kentucky, it doesn't matter if you played at Kentucky and left, when you come back and play Kentucky, for some odd reason, you always play your best ball game. And I think that's what DJ Wagner did, because I don't think he's played that good all year. The refs had Bama jerseys on under the shirts, yeah. Kansas City refs, yeah, that's for sure. That's funny. But look, man, we just got to get better on a few things, man. And please share the podcast so Mike can get more followers. Thanks, Craig. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you so much. It means a lot. If Kentucky can keep the players they got this year and recruit next year, they will be unstoppable. Practice all summer long on the defense and offense. And while they practicing guitar banjo, make sure they lifting weights too. All of them. Every last one of them. Go to the weight room and get big. And just eat the weights. Eat all of them at that. So early in the year, BJ looked better than Amari Nash, like he's regressing. Do you think he transfers? I don't know if I wonder. I really wonder. First of all, I don't think Mark Pope promised Malachi Marino playing time, because I think NIL is good. So my question is, what kind of progress in the offseason is Garrison willing to work for and to make if he wants to be the starting center next year for Kentucky over Malachi? Because Malachi is going to come in ready to go, energized, and wanting to get on the floor. So I really think it's really up to Garrison if he's up for the challenge of getting better and getting stronger and putting on some weight in the offseason, so he can come in here, so he can be the same guy that Amari has formed out to be this year. And if he can do that, then I really feel that Garrison can be a much better player next year. It's not too late now, because there's more of a mindset. And he just got to make it up in his mind that he's ready to play big-time basketball here at Kentucky. But he'll get it. I just hope it's not too late. And I hope, people say they don't want to see him next year. But I would like to see Garrison here next year, but that's just me. But I like people who have different opinions in mine, because that doesn't offend me whatsoever. Those up, boys. Garrison needs to eat more cheeseburgers and milkshakes. Yes, he needs to take them out of my mouth and put them in his mouth as well. Just missing a Duke fan in here. We usually have one. None tonight. I think Duke is actually playing right now. I think so. So I guess that's probably where they at for sure as well. Not sure if Chris Perry's still in here or not. Maybe he'll come back in. If Garrison can score on the block, he will not be able to play. If Garrison can't score on the block, he will not be able to play in this system. So BC, are you saying he might just be better off just transferring again? I don't know. But we definitely got to go out, and we definitely got to recruit. We definitely got to go out and we got to recruit somebody that can play on the block next year. If Garrison decides to transfer, we got to go out. We got to get the right guy for that. That's for sure. But one thing about it, though, Mark Pope is going to have a full, he's going to have a lot of time, and he's going to be able to get into the transfer portal early so he can get some guys. And I really believe that, too, for sure. Pope needs to have a heart-to-heart with BG in the offseason. Well, JT, I think he needs to have a heart-to-heart now, because Amari can't play all 40 minutes every single night. So when Amari goes out, we're going to need BG to come in the ball game for sure. So please, David Enix, I'm taking 1-minute phone calls. So if you want to call in, David, please do so. We'd love to hear from you. Everybody's been calling in, been taking about a minute phone calls. So please do so. Cannot believe Kentucky and Louisville both sold my bets today. That means you didn't make no money. Do you think we'll ever see an Anthony Davis or Karl Anthony Towns 2.0 at Kentucky? I hope so. I mean, his guy's out there for recruiting purposes. Okay. You need to see him. I think he gets it together. I'm high on Garrison. I think he gets it together. Why in the world is Williams running the point? Perry can handle it. If we would look, my take on what happened tonight is that, first of all, Amari had 5 bad turnovers tonight. 5 bad. And 3 of them was really bad. So my thing is, we having a different conversation if we win the ball game tonight. And, I don't think, not Garrison, but Williams will continue to bring the ball up the court. He has for a lot of games this year. He brought it up against Tennessee. He brought it up against a lot of different teams, even teams that we won. He brought the ball up the court. So, but Perry is definitely capable of doing it. And I like how Perry's going up in before our face. He's really becoming a solid player, and he's only going to get better, that's for sure. Pope has been letting his bigs run point coming up in the past 3 games. Oh, I keep missing a game. Sorry, David, I didn't see your phone call. My apologies for that. I'm looking at my phone right now, David, so if you call back, I will answer the phone, okay? Not just Amari. BG brings the ball up sometimes as well. Carr brings the ball up. So, I think I keep missing your phone call. Let me see if I can call. Hey, good afternoon. You on the phone with the Loyal BBN Fan Show. Who we speaking with?
Hey, what's up, Mike? It's David.
Hey, David. How you doing, man?
Man, I tell you what, these guys just cost me $387
Oh,
playing sloppy basketball.
I see why you upset, dear.
I had a $20 parlay. Tennessee wins, Vanderbilt wins, all Kentucky, all 3 of them's underdog. Kentucky fires out. DraftKings offers me a buyout when Kentucky goes up 12. I said, no, I'm not going to take it. They're looking good, and then they end up losing it all. That's what Greek gets you. But I got a question.
Okay.
In the Arkansas game, our guys come out. They're on fire. They hit the 3. They go up 18-12, whatever. And Calipari has to call timeout. We come back out on the court, and Pope changed the lineup. Same thing happened tonight. Guys are on fire. I understand that they need rest, but they coming off of a 3-minute break. Those TV breaks are 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Kentucky's up. They're on fire. He comes back out and takes Carr and them out of the game, changes the lineup. Why don't he make the team stop our momentum rather than him stopping the momentum? I know he's a smarter coach than that.
Yeah, he's definitely smarter than me. David, you're not the only person who's actually mentioned that tonight. There's been a couple more people who mentioned it early in the show, and those are 3-minute timeouts. I know that Amari is going to be tired or whatever, but if we got the momentum going, let those guys run. Let those guys run, and then really let those guys ask, say, hey, please take me out. But, when we on fire like that and Alabama knows we on fire, you got to keep that lineup in there for as long as possible that you can. And I think it's up to the guys to understand is that, Coach, you need to leave me in a little bit longer. Like, we got this going. I'm okay right now. And, but if the guys are just, okay, I'll come out, I really think that if the guys ask to stay in the ball game, maybe that would help as well too. But, yes, a lot of people actually feel the same way that you actually feel is that why is the lineup being changed for when Kentucky's on fire, and that can definitely mess up some chemistry because after they had a timeout when they was down 20-9, everything fell apart after that, and the lineup changed, and it was never the same for the rest of the ball game.
Yeah, and he's done it 3 times this year when we was up, and the other team calls timeout. And I got one other thing. I'll let you go.
Okay.
You got other people.
No, you're good.
Perry Purdy has come a long way as far as being able to run the point guard position, driving the ball downhill, actually getting some layups, getting fouled, shooting a three. Why are we running a 7'2" point guard on a fast break and he loses the handle on the basketball and it rolls out of bounds? Happened several times. Why ain't we throwing the ball to our point guard and him sitting up on the block? He's 7'2".
I would never understand those 5 turnovers that Amari had tonight. And he threw 1 turnover, and a 5'7", 5'8" guy intercepted the basketball because Amari just didn't throw it high enough. Those are the kind of things that just make you just I don't know, slam your head against the wall sometimes. So it's puzzling. But even not just tonight. I mean, he's had his bigs run the ball up the court. Only now when Butler's in the game or when Jackson's in the game, you don't see that as you don't see that as much. But even when they get the ball up half court, Amari goes to the top and they always give him the ball and then he starts the offense. So that's a puzzling question, for sure. It is. I have the same concern about the substitution of players when they are on fire. So I'm seeing a lot of comments in here right now. Is that a lot of people kind of pretty much agree with you on if we're hot, why is things being changed for? So I agree with you 100%.
All right, brother. Appreciate it. I'll get you on Tuesday pregame or postgame.
Yes, absolutely.
Go Cats.
Go Cats. Thank you, David. I appreciate it. And sorry about the money lost.
That's all right. Bye.
Thank you, Dave. All right. Another take I had at the end of the first half goes along with BC keeps hammering defense. When we were up 9, then all of a sudden we were down 9. Kentucky win and lose. We had a flip flop tonight so fast that you just looked up and like, did we really just like get down by 9 that fast? And we never recovered. We need to play better with Chandler in. I like how Chandler's coming in and playing basketball right now. I think he did a decent job against Sirius tonight. He came out. He was able to move his feet. Honestly, I don't even remember Chandler even getting the 4 fouls before he even got his 5th foul. I was like, Chandler got 5 fouls. I don't even remember getting 4. So it was just tonight was just awkward. It was, and once we lost our momentum and once the fire was gone, we was just as fans, we just sitting in front of the TV like, come on, man, please. Come on, we can do this. Come on, don't worry about it. We could just keep going. But we never made that comeback. I thought we was for a little bit, but we never did. So just as insane time could have been who was around him, but there's something to it. It's like Chandler is the best imitation of Lamont. I never heard that before. Okay, Peanut, that's an interesting thought. Without Kobe's drives tonight, he doesn't score 20 points. Kobe had to go to the rim tonight, and he actually made it. And that's something that BC enjoys seeing a lot too as well. He loves seeing Kobe go to the rim. I would give Bama credit. The USA chants while Williams was shooting free throws was funny. He missed his free throws when they started doing it. So he can't wait to get out of town. That's for sure. Antonio, we lost by 13 points. I agree with him as well. I agree he tends to disrupt like Butler does. Well, I look for Chandler to be in the ballgame a whole lot more, and I think he's been waiting. I think he's been waiting for this moment, and I think he's getting his opportunity now, and he's definitely making the most of it. The last couple of games, he's just been coming in, just kind of playing his ball game. And once again, this is another piece that wasn't being utilized throughout the season while we had Jackson and Butler in the lineup. Now that these guys are out of the lineup, now we're getting a chance to see even Chandler break out of his shell even more. We saw what Perry and what Noah was doing with the opportunity to play, and now we get a chance to see what Chandler can do because he's been sitting on the bench just because of who he was behind. So, this is a chance for us to see collectively what our guys can be like even when Butler and Jackson gets back. Jackson can stay in. Chandler can stay in front of his man without needing help. Hopefully Perry can start defending better. Perry did what he had to do tonight. Perry put up 12 points tonight. He scored more than 𝐀𝐫𝐭𝐒𝐤𝐞𝐳. He scored more than Garrison. Scored more than Noah. He scored more than Ansley. So, I can't really give Perry too much beef or too much problems tonight. I think he did the best that he could tonight, considering he's playing against one of the best point guards in America in series. So considering who he was guarding, I think he was okay. Yep, and I like even he was saying Pope would have an actual complete offseason to put a team together rather than scrambling to put together a staff and a team. Yep, it's a lot of things that Pope had to do last year. He had to get his mind around just being at Kentucky. He had to get his mind around that, I'm taking on this major task of coaching at Kentucky basketball. And now that he don't have to worry about that, now he can put his attention towards how can I go out here and how can I recruit at a high level. And one thing that I think is going to be easy for him, he's going to be able to show them, say, hey, look at what I brought in last year. You come in, which is probably a better player, and just imagine what we can get done if we have that. I'll keep picking on Perry on D, though, for sure. I would too. I would pick on Perry too as well. Absolutely. If he's a freshman, this is new to him. I'm the best point guard in the nation, one of them. I'm messing with him all night. Go at Perry. I would make him guard me. And so, but he did have a lot of points though. But I don't understand why we couldn't. Those guys were shooting 3-pointers from the other side of the world and hitting. How far do you go out and guard? I guess the whole way. When they try to pick on Chandler, they found out fast. Yeah, Chandler can move his feet. So but no disrespect to Perry. I think considering what he was doing, what he was going up against, I definitely feel like he did his best as far as what he could do, and as far to go out and win a ball game as well. So I definitely take my hats off to him as well. But Alabama was the better team tonight. For me, I always like to call that and just kind of call it what it is. They was the better team tonight. Hopefully, we get to see those guys again sometimes before the year is out. And if so, maybe we'll have everybody, and maybe if not, but at least on the third try, it's hard to beat somebody 3 times in 1 year. So hopefully, if we get another chance again, we can beat them. That's for sure. Arkansas is just running on Missouri now, 70-63. So come on, Missouri. What the freak y'all doing, man? Beat this ball game. Can't imagine not playing ball for 2 years and coming back at this level. This is big time basketball to come back and start playing after 2 years of playing basketball. And you have to admit, Travis and what's the name? Travis and Perry, they've been playing basketball the last 2 years. So these guys are a little bit more in basketball mentality shape than Chandler is. But everything will be okay. We getting to know who our people is, and I think we're going to be just fine. That's for sure. So, well, thank you guys so much. Thanks for everybody who called in tonight. I appreciate it. The Cats just didn't get it done, but we still got a lot of basketball here to go. And I think I still think we got some wins in us, and I think we're gonna make a run. I still think we're gonna make a run here in the SEC tournament or whatever, and we're gonna surprise some people because I think we're better. We're better than most people think we are, even with our 2 guys out. And I don't see 𝐀𝐫𝐭𝐒𝐤𝐞𝐧𝐜 fouling out again this year, or I don't see him playing a game like he did this year for sure. Just because of how the bad taste that's in his mouth tonight. That's for sure. So thank everybody for coming out tonight. I really appreciate everything. Thank you guys for the likes. If you haven't had a chance to like the video yet, please like it if you can on your way out the door. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And until next time, go Cats.